Bad Bunny vows to dethrone Roman Reigns. Why Becky Lynch won the NXT Women's Championship. Update on Vince McMahon's health after 5-hour intensive surgery. WWE provides an update on Star taken to hospital after injury at recent show. Gunther finally loses his WWE Intercontinental Championship. The Bloodline's Paul Heyman smells horrible. Let's jump right into it. Why Becky Lynch won the NXT Women's Championship. This week on WWE NXT, Becky Lynch created history by defeating Tiffany Stratton to win the NXT Women's Championship. The match between Lynch and Stratton received rave reviews, and the latter was lauded online for her impeccable performance against a veteran such as Lynch. With this victory, Becky Lynch won her first ever NXT Women's Championship. Despite spending many years on the brand, she had never been a champion. While many agree with Lynch becoming NXT Women's Champion, there are a few who disagree as well. In this piece, we will look at 4 reasons why Becky Lynch becoming NXT Women's Champion is the best case scenario. Number 4. Becky Lynch can be the locker room leader. Those who know Becky Lynch know she has worked incredibly hard to reach where she is today. Coming from a non-wrestling background, Lynch struggled a lot and made several sacrifices to reach the pinnacle of wrestling. These experiences have left the man with a lot to teach. Hence, given that she is now NXT Women's Champion, the 36-year-old could be a locker room leader for aspiring superstars. Given the fact NXT is known to be a place where wrestlers pay their dues before moving to the main roster, Lynch could be a mentor to many of them. Number 3. Helps push Tiffany Stratton. Among the many up-and-coming superstars on NXT, Tiffany Stratton is someone who would shine on the main roster, as the company is seemingly behind her. However, before doing that, the former NXT Women's Champion needs to be involved in a significant feud against a big-name superstar. This is where Stratton's rivalry with Becky Lynch comes into play. Considering Lynch beat Stratton to win the NXT Women's Championship, the latter can now make appearances on Raw, which will give her a taste of what it looks like to be on the main roster. This will help her receive a major push in WWE. Number 2. Makes way for Nia Jax. On the September 11 edition of Monday Night Raw, Nia Jax made her return to the Red brand and interfered in the match between Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez. While she cost Rodriguez her title opportunity, Jax also launched an attack on Rip, which made her title ambitions clear. WWE could book this segment for Jax only because of Becky Lynch winning the NXT Women's Championship. If Lynch hadn't feuded with Tiffany Stratton on the Yellow brand, WWE would have nothing for her on Raw, considering her feud with Trish Stratus ended. Hence, Lynch would have to feud with Rhea Ripley, and that would have closed the doors for a Nia Jax return. Number 1. Cements NXT as a main brand. For years now, NXT has been looked upon as a developmental brand. Several WWE superstars who are big names in the promotion now have spent years paying their dues wrestling on the developmental brand. However, as per reports, WWE wants to change this image. Reports state the Stanford-based promotion wants to establish NXT as the third brand, similar to Raw and SmackDown. This is one reason several main roster superstars have been appearing on NXT. Therefore, Becky Lynch winning the NXT Women's Championship only helps fuel WWE's ambition. Becky Lynch breaks silence after winning the NXT Women's Championship. On this week's episode of WWE NXT, Becky Lynch won the NXT Women's Championship for the first time in her career. Lynch was the only remaining member of the 4 Horsewomen to have never held the NXT Women's title. She dethroned Tiffany Stratton, ending her first reign as champion. Taking to Twitter, Lynch broke silence after winning the NXT Women's Championship by posting a short message. "Welcome to NXT and WWE NXT," wrote Lynch. Heading into the title match, Lynch was on the back of a big victory over Trish Stratus, whom she defeated at the Payback Premium Live event in a steel cage match. On a recent episode of WWE's The Bump, Tiffany Stratton spoke about the steel cage match between Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus. The then NXT Women's Champion had high praises for the match, claiming it to be one of the best cage matches of all time. Stratton concluded by mentioning that she also hopes to have a moment as such at some point in her career. "Honestly, that match was insane. I feel like that was one of the best cage matches of all time. Every time that I thought it was going to end, it didn't. It definitely got me. Yeah, I just thought it was an amazing match, and it was so cool to see in person and hearing the crowd. It was insane, and I hope to have a moment like that one day," she said. It remains to be seen if the feud between Stratton and Lynch will continue heading into No Mercy. If that's the case, a potential rematch could be in the books between the two women. Are you happy with Becky Lynch winning the NXT Women's title? Sound off in the comments section below. Update on Vince McMahon's health after 5-hour intensive surgery. A big update has come out on Vince McMahon following his intensive surgery back in July. McMahon made a big return to WWE earlier this year after an almost 6-month retirement. About 2 months ago, a report came out stating that he underwent spinal surgery ahead of SummerSlam 2023. As per Ross Sapp of Fightful, McMahon's surgery was an intensive one and lasted about 5 hours. WWE CEO Nick Khan recently had a chat with Bill Simmons. Khan was asked for an update on Vince McMahon following his surgery. Here's what he said: "Look, assume that he is doing it faster than he should be doing it," which one might say, hey, slow down, slow down. But again, I don't think to the Vinces, to the Danas of the world, anything is slowing down, so he's progressing very well. It was a major back surgery. He's back on his feet, and again, this is gonna air on this Tuesday of the bell ringing. If you will, you'll have seen this at the bell ringing that bell center stage. He's the controlling shareholder of WWE. I've always said to him, hey, it's your company. Thank you for allowing it to become our company. But it's a big moment for him. So if he'll be there, I'm sure he'll be suited up as he almost always is, and he'll be ready to go. McMahon was present at the New York Stock Exchange on Tuesday, where TKO executives rang the opening bell to signal the beginning of the newly formed company. McMahon, Triple H, and many others admired the brand new custom TKO Championship belt that was unveiled to celebrate the merger of WWE and UFC. We wish Vince McMahon a speedy recovery following his surgery. WWE provides an update on star taken to hospital after injury at recent show. WWE has officially provided an update on superstar Von Wagner, who was taken to a hospital last week after a brutal assault by Braun Breaker at the end of NXT. Von Wagner has experienced a resurgence in his career as of late after turning babyface. His feud against Braun Breaker has also grabbed the headlines as the two men look to beat each other up at any given opportunity. A couple of weeks ago, Braun Breaker attacked Von Wagner, kickstarting a feud between the two men. Wagner retaliated by putting Breaker through a table. This set up a match between the two men on last week's episode of NXT. The match ended with Braun Breaker getting his hand raised. However, he wasn't satisfied with the victory and smashed Wagner's head with the steel steps, which forced WWE to cut the feed. It was later reported that Wagner was taken to a hospital after the brutal assault. To Mag on NXT, an update was provided regarding Wagner's medical condition following the brutal assault. NXT commentator Vic Joseph said that Wagner had suffered a skull injury last week. He also mentioned that there is no timeline for his recovery. It will be interesting to see when Von Wagner will make his return after this brutal assault. What did you make of Braun Breaker's assault last week? Sound off in the comments section below. Gunther finally loses his WWE Intercontinental Championship. Bill Apter believes LA Knight would be the perfect candidate to end Gunther's historic run with the Intercontinental Championship in WWE. The Ring General has one of the greatest title reigns in wrestling history. Week after week, he dismantles his opponents and manages to come out unscathed with the gold intact across his waist. Be it Braun Strowman, Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, Chad Gable, or more, many have attempted to dethrone the Imperium leader, but their efforts haven't been enough. However, as all good things come to an end, WWE needs to build the right person to step up and take away the title from Gunther. On Sportskeeda's Unscripted, Bill Apter stated that the one to win the IC Championship could be LA Knight. Apter thinks it wouldn't be easy for the promotion to make Knight's win feel worthwhile, and at the same time ensure that Gunther's momentum isn't affected. That's a great question. I have been trying to figure that out. I think if they want the biggest bang for the ratings, then it has to be, yeah. I was just saying in terms of elevating LA Knight and not making Gunther look bad, which would be very hard, said Bill Apter. In a recent chat with Sportkeeda Wrestling, Gunther spoke about the possibility of entering the ring with the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion. Though the Ring General believes he and Roman Reigns are currently on different paths, he would be keen to wrestle him if fate pitted them against each other. What he's doing, what I'm doing, we are very apart from each other. He's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing. But if we cross paths in the future, we'll go for that. There'll be a great opportunity, said Gunther. The Imperium leader even surpassed the Honky Tonk Man's IC title reign of 454 days recently, and doesn't look in danger of losing it anytime soon. Do you think LA Knight is the perfect pick to defeat Gunther? Sound off in the comments section below. The Bloodline's Paul Heyman smells horrible. A WWE Hall of Famer sent a message to Paul Heyman for his 58th birthday last Monday. He had nothing but praise of the Bloodline's wise man who apparently smells like fine leather. On a recent episode of the Oh You Didn't Know podcast, Road Dogg greeted Heyman for his birthday. He also thought that Heyman was part of the Mount Rushmore of wrestling managers. He looks freaking great. He's on top of his game, Road Dogg said. Paul Heyman, happy birthday to you, sir. You look great. You smell terrific, and congratulations on all your success. He added, I don't know what else to say besides he's definitely on the Mount Rushmore thing. The other three are debatable, but I don't think he is. Touching back on the subject of Heyman's smell, Road Dogg hilariously described it. A 6-time tag team champion revealed that it's a combination of several scents, like fine leather, mahogany, maybe cherry mahogany, and a bit of lilac. It's rich, Road Dogg said. On a recent episode of Busted Open Radio, Tommy Dreamer thought that Paul Heyman should be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Dreamer explained why Heyman deserves the honor, calling him the GOAT of wrestling managers. Paul, because he's the greatest manager of all time, Dreamer streamer said, "Statistically, I can prove that." He also created this thing called ECW, and it came a lot from his mind. He would listen to myself and others, and he has a brilliant mind. There's no question that Heyman is among the greatest managers of all time. He even believes he's the GOAT, saying so in an appearance on ESPN's First Take last month. Who do you think is the greatest wrestling manager of all time? Share your answers in the comments section below. Bad Bunny vows to dethrone Roman Reigns. Bad Bunny recently revealed in an interview that he's planning on dethroning Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Paul Heyman, a member of the Bloodline, has responded to his comments. The multi-award-winning rapper has competed in 3 matches, and his latest bout against Damian Priest at Backlash in Puerto Rico exceeded all expectations. He's held the title before as a former 24/7 champion. He has his sights set on the Tribal Chiefs Championship, and he wants to be the one to put an end to the latter's 3-year title reign. In a recent Instagram story, Paul Heyman responded to Bad Bunny's comments about wanting to dethrone Roman Reigns by sending him a message in Spanish, warning him not to confuse his ambition with greed. "To my good friend Bad Bunny, I admire your ability to implement the vision of your own success. Don't confuse your commendable ambition with the kind of greed that will ultimately hurt you." Bad wrote Heyman, "The head of the table has been on an unprecedented run in WWE as he's been world champion for 3 years straight. He successfully defended the title at 3 different WrestleManias, a rare feat. While Bad Bunny wants to face Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, another celebrity in Logan Paul has done that first. The Maverick collided with Reigns for the gold at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia last year, and although he lost, he put on an excellent performance. Bad Bunny versus Roman would be a massive match if it happens, as they're both major stars. However, there's very little chance that the rapper would beat Reigns. Would you like to see a match between Roman and Bad Bunny? Sound off in the comments below.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take